here from Le Musings of Moi, and today's video is all about New Year's resolutions. I don't know about you, but I am kind of obsessed with New Year's resolutions. I get so excited about this time of year. I get excited about new seasons, new holidays, new years. I don't know, anytime I get kind of a fresh start to something, I love it. I love setting goals. I love pondering life. I just kind of cheesy like that. I know people think that resolutions are just a load of junk and they don't work, but for me they really do, and I just wanted to share a little bit with you about how I make my resolutions, how I have found them to work best for me, and hopefully just inspire you to, whether or not you want to call them resolutions or goals or, I don't know, just make some positive changes in your life for this next year. And I just think it's cool to start in January because it's a fresh year. You can kind of track your progress, but I actually check in with my goals often and change them up every few months. So usually I'll do it at the beginning of a school year, I'll do it at the beginning of the summer, the new year. So like 3 times a year I'd say I go and kind of, I have like a hair, sorry. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like 3 times a year I go and I just kind of recheck in with where I'm at, maybe change some, add some, take some away. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to share with you is the fact that I write all my goals down. I literally save my goals. I can't find my 2012, but I do have 2010, 2011, 2013, and then 2014. How I have been doing this ever since 2010 is I break down my goals into spiritual, intellectual, family, health, and miscellaneous. I actually ended up tightening that up even more. Well, let's see. In 2011, I broke it up into heart, mind, body, and family. And then 2013, I broke it down into spiritual, relationships and family, and health and fitness. And then 2014, I did spiritual, relationships and family, health and fitness, and then work in regards to my YouTube channel and my blog. So what I will do is in each category, I will come up with 2 to 3 different goals that I have for myself for the year. And I think the best way to write down your goals is to write down little mini goals. Or if you have one big goal, divide that up underneath it into 2 or 3 steps you can take to achieve it. Because if you say, I want to lose 30 pounds this year, that can feel very overwhelming. So break that down into, I want to lose 10 pounds by this time, or here's how I'm going to lose 30 pounds. I'm going to work out 5 days a week. I'm going to cut sugar out of my diet. I'm going to quit soda, or whatever it is. Just saying I'm going to lose 30 pounds this year with no action plan, you may never achieve that because it'll seem too hard, too much. So that's kind of what I have done is I will say, you know, I'm going to read and study the Bible. Well, how am I going to do that? I am going to read every morning after I drop Taylor off at school. I'm going to come home, get cozy with Chloe, and we're going to read for 10 minutes a day. That's how I'm going to be certain I am reading the Bible every day. Saying I'm going to read the whole Bible in a year and not break that down into little mini goals is overwhelming. That's the first thing that I do is I break it into the sections, and then I think of my goals, and then I make little action plans for each goal. And I'm telling you guys, write it down. Don't just think it, because the action of writing it down makes it, I don't know, it just makes it stick in your brain better, but then also you're able to go back and revisit that, which I would say you should do at least once a month. Check in with your list, see where you're at, make adjustments, see what else you can do. Maybe one of the action plans you're trying isn't working for you. You can kind of make a new action plan. But I really recommend that you guys check in with your goals at least monthly, if not more often. Another thing that I do is I have started to come up with a theme for my year. And Last year we were going to do themes each month, but that was just too much. And I realized about 3 months in that I had taken on too much for our family, and we needed to just come up with one thing that we worked on for the year. And for me, 2014 was all about getting unstuck. I had some habits I needed to get out of. I needed to get unstuck in my thought life. I had so many different areas of my life. And as I prayed about the Word, I don't just kind of think of one on my own. I really do pray about it. I realized that I needed to spend this last year getting unstuck in all of those unhealthy areas. My health, my thoughts, my spiritual life, stuff with marriage and parenting, just a lot of areas. And I made my goals kind of focus or center around the word unstuck. The year before, I really focused on having joy. I was just coming out of anxiety and having anxiety for a lot of years. And the lesson in anxiety for me was trying to find joy despite my circumstances, joy despite feeling so yucky with the anxiety. And so all of my goals kind of focused around the word joy. So this year, my word is worship. And I have a verse that I have picked out. I'll put it right down here because I don't have it memorized yet. But I really just want my focus to be worship. In everything that I do, in everything that I experience, that I just want to have a heart of worship. And remember that anything I do, whether spiritual or secular, if I have a right heart, it can be worship to the Lord. And so that is my focus for 2015. And I'm kind of excited because it's been kind of a reoccurring theme in my life the last few months, and I've been praying about that and just really feel like I want to make that not just my focus, but my family's focus. I haven't written out all of my goals yet for 2015. I'm in the process of working on it right now, and I will pull out a piece of paper. I will write worship and my memory verse for the year, and I will break it up into spiritual, family, health and fitness, as well as work. YouTube and my blog. If you're kind of at a place where you're like, where do I even begin? I have so many goals. How do I narrow it down? I found this thing online, and it's theartofsimple.net. It's 20 questions for a New Year's Eve reflection, and it's really cool. It's actually, I just printed it out from, the computer, and it just has a bunch of reflection questions, and then it takes you through questions for a new year, and it gives you just point blank things to think about, and I think that that might be really helpful in helping you narrow down what you want to work on, or what you want to strive for or focus on, or whatever it is. I know that I'm always a little bit sporadic in my just chatting videos, but I hope that this was helpful. I just thought it would be kind of fun to share my process through this over the last few years, what I have found really works for me. And then one last thing I wanted to say, besides the importance of checking in with your goals on a regular basis, monthly at the very least, is at the end of the year, it's kind of cool to go back and look over your list and check off things that you actually accomplished, because everyone says, oh, nobody ever follows through with their New Year's resolutions. But when I'm writing them down and reflecting over them, and especially at the end of the year, it's like every day kind of feels the same sometimes, and you feel like you've not made any progress. But when you sit down at the end of the year and you look at your list and you look at your goals, you see that you have come so far, and you're actually more accomplished than you may have realized. So for me, I had written down read the Bible or study the Bible daily, and I did that. I wasn't perfect 365 days, but I was a lot better this last year than I was the year before. I really did focus on having a positive, thankful heart and mind, which was another one. I fell short in Bible and prayer with the family, so I'm carrying this over to this year. And I'm going to write an action plan, which I do on a different piece of paper, how I want to do that. relationships and family, I wrote focus on serving others. I feel like we did a lot better with that this year. Patience and gentleness with the kids. Well, I'm still not at Michelle Duggar level status, whatever, quite yet, but I am working towards it. So I'm actually putting this is a continual goal for me. I did my vitamins daily. I definitely started cooking healthier meals. We are now moving more towards a vegan diet. Exercise 4 to 5 days a week. I do that now. I exercise 5 days a week unless I'm sick. And my goal was to stay under 130, which I have done and exceeded, thankfully. And then for work, I had an amount of blog posts a week I wanted to do, amount of videos I wanted to do. And so I checked them all off, and most of them, not all of them. I feel like it was a successful year, and that's why I love doing this. I want to live a life of purpose. I want to make sure that I'm growing and maturing and, yeah, just making my life count. And by doing these goals, these resolutions every year helps me, and hopefully you guys will want to do something similar, or if you have your own technique of how you do your New Year's resolutions or goals or whatever you want to call them, leave your technique, leave your advice, leave your thoughts down below. I love learning from you guys. Yep, that's all I have to share today. I hope this was helpful, and if you like these kinds of videos, make sure you click thumbs up. That is so helpful for me. Also, what's helpful is if you subscribe to my channel. If you're not already, there's a subscribe button somewhere around here, and you just click that, and then you will know when I have posted a new video. And don't forget that I am on Instagram, which is my most favorite way to keep in touch with you guys. Facebook too. I actually really like checking in and chatting on Facebook. I get a lot of good advice and tips from you there. And Twitter and my blog and Pinterest is fun too. So just lots of ways for us to hang out. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas and that you guys are getting ready to have an incredible new year. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.